running backs.
I'm looking at it right now, and I got running backs right after.
I don't know what's going on. But anyway, Andrew, the running back group, Nyheim Hines, from what I've heard talking to you, from what I've seen online, and from what we expected, is going to be an active participant in this football season.
I think our running back conversation is going to be pretty short because Jonathan Taylor, I can confirm, still very good.
Still very good at football.
Still very good. He's been carving. Every time he's touched the ball, he's been cutting quickly. You see that 4.4 speed. He's been able to get through the holes. He's been contributing in the passing game. Matt Ryan's been finding him, but then getting to Nyheim Hines. Nyheim Hines. I mean, Frank Reich said it. We've said it. Nyheim Hines is going to be a very big part of the passing offense. He said in his media availability this week that he'd like to set a career high in catches. I think his career high is 63. I mean, we could see 70, 80 catches out of Nyheim Hines, and I wouldn't be surprised. Really would not be surprised.
I think I said this last week or 2 weeks ago, and you were like, I don't know. I think that's a little crazy, but Matt Hines might lead the team in catches.
I still think Pittman is going to lead the team in catches because I think Pittman's going to get another 80 to 90. But I could see
Matt, who led the Falcons in catches last year. I bet it was Cordero Patterson.
Okay, well, look at the Falcons wide receiver core. They don't have a Michael Pittman Jr. out there on the outside.
Calvin Ridley, who bets on himself, Andrew.
Calvin Ridley was in there for, I think, 5 games and then
bets on himself.
Was off the rest of the season.
From his own account, too. You know,
allegedly. It's all alleged. Anyways, but yeah, Nyheim Hines is going to be a big part of the Colts passing offense. The Colts are making sure to get him involved early in camp to kind of show what it's going to look like. We're definitely going to see a lot more sets with Jonathan Taylor and Nyheim Hines both on the field at the same time. And I'll kind of talk about that in the wide receiver rotation because it definitely has an effect there. But yeah. A big part of this offense is still going to go through the running backs, and it's not necessarily just going to be to pound it on the ground and run the damn ball. Both of these guys, Nyheim Hines in particular, going to have a big impact on the passing game.
Nyheim Hines also said in reference to Jonathan Taylor, I mean, because they asked, like, how does Jonathan Taylor do better than last year? And we keep saying, you know, we don't want him to have the numbers he had last year unless he's just, you know, and he talked about efficiency a little bit too. Unless he's just the most efficient running back of all time, you know, 40 yards a carry, 20 yards a carry. We don't want him to repeat the numbers that he did last year necessarily because we don't want to have to depend on him like that. We don't have to run the ball. So we don't want it to be so run heavy. But Nyheim Hines says, hey, you should be excited because year 2 to 3 is usually the biggest jump for most players, especially running backs, right? Crazy to think about.
Crazy to think about how much better Jonathan Taylor could still get. And stats, Matt, coming in clutch. Kyle Pitts had 68 catches, Russell Gage 66, and Cordero Patterson 52 last year for the Atlanta Falcons.
All right, stats, Matt. You're supposed to goof those up on purpose when I need you to.
Other stats, Matt, go back on his softball games or a fishing trip?
No, he can be here. I just want him to lie for me once in a while.